Hey guys, Ben with Income Options Trading here on Friday, February 7th. Hope you guys are doing well. I had a crazy day today. I had something that happened for the first time ever, but ended up plus 560. Trade a little sloppy, got a little lucky, but I'll take it to end the week. So we'll go over it here. So I got a late start to the morning. I actually did the trade early in the morning from my car, parked when I got to my destination. But I put on the trade from my phone. I did my regular Iron Condor 50 wide put spread. I did about 175 in credit and call side targeting 125 in credit. And I put that on stop loss at 5x on both sides. And I always do the stops with 50-cent wide stops. So in this case, on the put spread side, I did a 725 trigger with a stop or a 775 limit. And I've always done between 30 and 50 cents, and I've been trading 0 DTE since 2021, and I've never had a problem with a stop with that. And that was always on just the short call or short put, not the spread. But 50-cent wide, I figured was safe. The reason I do a limit on the spread is because with tastytrade you can't do a limit or a market. You can only do a limit. So if I'm doing just a short put or a short call, I'll always do a stop market. Previously, I would do a stop limit, but SIBO, since they've done their enhanced drill through protection a year and a half ago, it's gotten a lot better. So if it's only stop on the short, then I always do a stop market. If it's a spread, I do a stop limit only because I have to. I can't do a stop market. So on the put side, 725 for the trigger, 775 for the limit. And I had a sick kid, and also am packing. I'll be out of town next week. But I right before this big red candle, which was like a 50-point drop, I actually went out into my garage and I left my computer on, and I left my phone at my computer. And I went out, got a couple things, came back, did some things, brought the stuff back out to the garage, came back to the platform about 10 minutes later. Looked at my phone first, and I didn't have any notifications, so I was like, okay, we're still good. And I turn on, or I look at the platform, and I have a red number, and it's bigger than I expected with the stop. And I was like, there's no stop. And I looked, and the spread in this case went right through my stop, and it didn't trigger. It went below 725 and it jumped above 775 on the next trigger or the next trade. So if the next trade was $8, it triggered the stop, it put it in, but I had a limit for 775. So because the price was above my stop limit, the trade just couldn't fill. It was sitting out there. I was trying to get filled, but the limit price is only 775. With that order type, you can't go above it. So, and that was on this red candle here. So I canceled the stop, and I should say the short put was 60.35. So it bounced down. This second candle here went just below 35. It went down to about 33, but it bounced back. So I got really lucky that it hit my stop, or hit my my strike, and then reversed. 50-point move. It was nearly 1% in a single 1 minute candle. So it could have been a lot worse, but that was pretty drastic. But it rebounded, so I canceled my stop limit, and I looked at the chart here, and we had a green candle going up, and I was able to get filled for about $7, so just below my initial stop, and that was on the spread. So I got really lucky. I it's one of those things where I've been trading this for over 3 years, or zero DTE, I should say. And before it was only 3 days a week. Now it's 5 days a week, so it's a lot more common now. But I'd always use 30 cents, 40 cents, 50 cents. I've never had an issue. This was the very first day I've ever had a stop blown through this early on. And if it's later in the day and we're close to the strike, so like if looking at this short put spread I had on later on with the 15 strike, I'd be watching this. I'd be adjusting my stop as we get closer, you know. So there has been cases where at the end of the day a big move will move an option quite a bit because the gamma risk is so high. But before noon, you know, I've never had an issue, never. So this put a lot of things into perspective for me. I am going to be going from a 50-cent wide stop to a $1 stop wide, or a $1 between the trigger and the limit. With Thinkorswim, you can check what the option price of the spread was. You can click on the two legs and chart that to see what the price is. But with Tasty, you can only do the single leg. So I wasn't able to see, you know, down here what the price was, but I did look at the price of the 60.35 short put, and it went from $2 to $20 in this 1 minute candle. So it 10x'd in 1 minute. So huge jump. So I lucked out in this case, and it was just perfect timing. I left my phone by the computer, went out in the garage, came back, and you know, this happened. You know, if I was in front of my computer, I would have seen it. And a lot of times, if I know I'm not going to be able to watch the computer, I'll set an alert. But I didn't do that today. So it's just got really lucky. Disaster almost struck. Lucky to get out like I did. So I did get stopped out on the original. This first stop was some consumer confidence, I think. The numbers came out. I think inflation fears are a little bit higher, so that dropped. And this one was a Trump tariff talk. So I know I yesterday I talked about the volatility and the expected move in the market, and I saw that today's move was like 45 and Monday's move was like 57. You know, I was thinking, you know, they're pricing the Friday options a lot higher. And I mean, the market was right here. And I mean, we had a 70-point day from top to bottom here, basically almost 80 points. But yeah, it's just Fridays are going to be crazy. They've been crazy the last 3 weeks. But anyways, later on, we saw this downtrend here, but we started to pop up. Go to the 1 minute. You know, so this one, we broke across. This is the 5 EMA. This is the 40 EMA. We broke above here. I didn't put on any trade. Here we were going up pretty steadily, and I thought that, you know, with this bottom here, and this bottom here, this bottom here, I thought 60.30 was going to be kind of the low of the day. Or, you know, that this was a decent base. So I decided to put on a short put spread. I didn't wait till 12:30 to put on my first one. So I put one on a little bit early, and I was able to go down to the 59.90. So pretty far down. Down expired worthless. Didn't get tested here. And then at 12:30, the 5 EMA was above the 40 EMA and even the 200 EMA. So I put on a couple more contracts here, and did that one at the 60.15 price. The market did dip pretty hard here shortly after I put it on, which wasn't great. So it was red for a good chunk of this time, but that one expired worthless as well. So Option Omega Bot also put on this trade that expired worthless, so that worked out. So ending up the day 560, had a good week, up 2,500 bucks or so. I think 2,600 bucks. So yeah, good week. Today was scary. Could have been really bad. Could have wiped out a lot of my gains here this week. So lesson learned after 3.5 years of trading this. Something new. So like I said, I'll be widening my stop trigger and limit to $1 wide instead of the 50-cent wide that I've been doing. So that'll be a change in my strategy. Next week, I've decided to not trade. I'll be out of town. I was contemplating doing the Option Omega Bot, but after today's fiasco, decide I don't want to worry about it when I'm not on my computer. So I know the Option Omega Bot, there's some settings to switch to a stop market trade if things fail, but that's on a short only. So I don't know how the Option Omega Bot would have treated it if I would have put on the Iron Condor trade in the bot with the stop on the spread. I think it would have put the order out onto the market and then just kept trying to fill it. And with this one, I don't do a stop on the breach. I do an actual stop. So, and that's a 5x. So it wouldn't have adjusted the price, where with the afternoon one, it'll adjust the price because it looks to see if the condition is met. Yep, this has been breached. Okay, what's the price? Okay, that's the price I'm going to put in for the stop. And that's how it does it here. So if I did it where the put's tested, it would continuously change the price minute after minute. But with this morning one, since I only said 725 stop, it would have just kept trying to do the 725 stop. So, and if the market would have kept going red here, I just would have never gotten filled. So, that's something. I know Trade Automation Toolbox right now has it so that the you can switch from a spread to a short only, and that's usually because the longs are worthless in this. That's not the case here, so that probably wouldn't have helped here. But it's something that I'll have to figure out if I ever put this trade into the Option Omega Bot, or even any bot really, to see how I can avoid this from happening if I weren't watching the account. So like I said, this spread or these trades I'm not worried about because I have it set so that if it's breached, that it's set to stop and it looks at it each minute, so it'll adjust the price as needed. But with this one, it doesn't do that. So yeah, I'm not going to trade next week. Maybe Friday. Probably not though. And then the following Monday is President's Day, so I'll go get a mattress. And so there's no markets that day, and so Tuesday will be when I'm back. So it'll be Tuesday the 18th, it looks like. So hope you guys have a good weekend and a good week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you then.